Let's take a look at the 6'6" Duke commit out of Montverde Academy, Dariq Whitehead. As we begin this, I do want to make note, any stats you see are just based off a 9-game sample size I was able to get, where Whitehead played 27 minutes per game. And also the film is only based off those 9 games. So we do have to be careful any overwhelming thoughts we take from that, because the sample size just isn't super big, but I think it is enough to give us an idea of who Whitehead is. First, the 3-point shooting, he did shoot 37%, but was 4 of 13 on catch and shoot threes. I'll talk about where I think he's a little bit better. He does have a little bit of a dip in that shot, but you see he's able to catch this one and knock it down. Not quite as efficient in those as he was off the dribble, where I just feel like he's much more comfortable. So here off the handoff, puts it down on the deck for one dribble, able to rise up and knock that down. And then what this kid really does well is make really tough shots off the bounce. You see the behind the back step back there from deep and is able to finish that shot. So his 3-point percentage did go up. I think he's going to have to continue to work on his catch and shoot threes, and maybe it's just a rhythm thing where he feels more comfortable when he puts the ball on the deck, like we're going to see here, getting to his mid-range. So he's going to jab step, refuse the ball screen, and then able to rise up and knock that one down. And then I love this one in transition. There's a lot of talk about how smooth this kid is. You can see it on this clip as he's able to catch, put it on the deck one time, and then 1-2 into that pull-up. It's not easy to make that shot, especially make it look as easy as what he did right there. What Whitehead does tend to do is take some really tough shots. So here, kind of in a scramble situation, able to pick up the ball, and he's able to knock it down. So it's hard to critique him for that. He shot 49% from the field, 37% from 3, as I mentioned earlier. But I do think it'll be interesting as he goes into his freshman year at Duke, if you see him eliminate some of those shots. Like if he just has a little bit more discretion with how hard and how difficult a shot he is taking at times, especially in terms of pull-up jumpers. Now looking at his all-around game, his 3-level scoring and getting to the rim, he only finished at 35% around the rim. Again, 9-game sample size is what I was able to work with, so we have to be careful with it, but I did think it showed up on film that he has a little bit of work to do. There off the handoff, he gets into the lane, he's able to put pressure on the lane, put pressure on the rim, which I love. I do just think he has to get a little bit better with his finishing. Here on a catch and drive, attacking a closeout, isn't able to really show that soft touch and that finishing ability around the rim. But if he does get an open lane, nobody steps over, absolutely a guy that has the athleticism and vertical pop to go finish above the rim. So that's something I will be watching in his freshman year at Duke, just in terms of his finishing efficiency at the rim. And then I don't think he is a selfish player by any means. I thought there was a lot of clips of him just staying within the offense, throws it into the post, spaces the floor. But when he does attack in these situations, at times I think he has to get a little bit better with his decision making. I said it earlier, he puts a ton of pressure on the rim, on the lane, but you get this much attention, I think at times he can be a little bit better with his decision making and getting it to his open teammate. He did play in the pick and roll almost 20% of his play type, so it's something he can do. I showed some of the scoring. He also flashed some really nice passing. So here, off the dribble, one hand pass to the weak side, hits the roll man for the layup. And then on this one, really nice read here as his roll man goes, weak side tag, he finds his teammate open on the weak side for the open 3-pointer. So I do think he has some upside there. I do think his decision making can use some work, but I do think it's something he can do and continue to develop. As we look at the defensive side of the floor, I really like his on-ball defense. So this is kind of into the shot clock, but you're going to see him really get up in the offensive player, gets over top of the ball screen, forces a really difficult shot. I like Dariq Whitehead a lot guarding on the ball. He would pick up full court at times. He would really get after people. The question I have, and I know he's 17, depending on when you're watching this video. If it's after the 1st of August, he's now turned 18, hasn't even played a year of college. But I do think one thing I'll really watch for is his off-ball defense, rotations, those things. There's a lot of this, like if he goes after this rebound, then he comes up with it. But a lot of drifting back to half court on rebounds, a lot of running through passing lanes, which can give up open looks. I think his off-ball defense, just in terms of rotations, being engaged, being focused, and defensive rebounds, rebounding is something that can really improve, and I'll be looking out for in his freshman year at Duke. Overall, offensively, I think he's a guy that can really make tough shots, look very comfortable and fluid, making shots off the bounce, pull-up jumpers at a very high level. Really interested to watch to see if that around the rim efficiency does improve. And in the decision making, whenever he's trying to be a playmaker, whether it's pick and roll, transition, isolation, and then defensively, I think he'll continue to be really good on ball and compete there, and want to see if he just makes some strides in terms of his off-ball value and contributions